This is Phantasia, an imagination garden that is a living sensory map of your inner world. Imagination remains an uncharted complex terrain of the human mind. Our team is defining a sense of imagination as such, a discerning awareness and appreciation to be able to generate, sustain, and experience internally sourced sensory representations drawing on the same neural and bodily resources used in external perception. Imagination acts as an internal perceptual space where sensory input from our daily lives, memories, and past experiences can be reconstructed, future scenarios can be simulated, and novel realities can be created. The ability to vividly imagine mental imagery can sit on a spectrum of aphantasia, the inability to voluntarily create images in one's mind, to hyperphantasia, a cognitive phenomenon characterized by extremely vivid lifelike mental imagery. Most people have never been told where they sit on the spectrum. When you are asked to imagine an apple, what do you imagine? Imagination is a powerful psychological tool which people can deliberately use to visualize desired outcomes or understand the mental state of oneself or others. As adults, our cognitive processes, including creativity and imagination, can become more structured and bound in reality, informed by what we have learned and lived through our experiences. The imaginative play of childhood can decline as adults' engagement with playful activities decreases and we turn to routines, daily pressures, and career and family responsibilities. Phantasia is for adults who want to restore and strengthen their imagination as a daily living faculty for rich inner experiences and intentional future making. In a speculative future, we're constantly tracking and recording all of the senses as possible. Phantasia is the first tool that makes your imagination visible so you can watch it live, sleep, and bloom again. The gardener, who is the user, can observe their sensory garden and all the senses that they've recorded here in Phantasia. Each sense appears as a node like the ones that you see here: smell, emotion, and resonance. When different senses begin to overlap or resonate, the possibility for new imaginative ideas appear as glowing buds, inviting the gardener to explore their imagination further. They're able to view the connected experiences that the idea is trying to inspire their imagination and bloom this idea once it's arrived in the garden. Users can also mark buds as dormant, putting the idea to rest and returning back to it at their own pace. The user can see what they've grown in their past garden by visiting their garden story. For the gardener to see their dormant buds, they can also view what has been held in time to revisit a past idea. After exploring different sensorial nodes, the gardener can link the nodes together when they're on the cusp of imagination, forming a connection between their experiences. This connection becomes a sensory bridge. From there, the gardener is invited to move through the day with their imagination gently nudged, noticing and wondering about these sensory links by simply being asked to look. The gardener begins to seek out these connections in small moments in their everyday life. Gardeners can bloom their sensation buds as they train their imaginations. When a moment comes to them, an idea spark, they can record it here and also note which senses that it arrived through. Once it's recorded, the blossom blooms, marking the moment and quietly tracking how the gardener's imagination grows or strengthens over time. 3. Okay, start. Since Phantasia can be a sensitive space, we built it to tend to the gardener's inner world with sensitivity and care. Phantasia will prevent the use of clinical diagnosis because it is not a clinical tool. Data will stay protected and within the garden. Phantasia will avoid promoting maladaptive daydreaming, and phantasia will filter out negative sensations to protect the user. Thank you, and go practice your imagination today.